Harlem. Now is my time. Now is my time.
Going right back, gonna flip it up. He's got a pass flip.
Now is the place.
Oh my goodness!
Right on my tail.
Tyler Menga comes up.
And he's gonna land it.
The time is right. Now is the time and we here to fight. I came here to ride or to die, to be right on the top of this mountain and feel the
Stadium Championship Series East has taken over the beautiful Riverwalk in downtown San Antonio as Monster Jam fans head inside the Alamodome for round 7. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monster Jam Primetime. I'm Scott Jordan alongside the 7 Deuce Adam Entignap. The streak is over. Tyler Menga's racing winning streak ends at 18 at the hands of Dalton Widner. We're going to get to that in just a moment, but let's start with freestyle. Cynthia Gauthier is officially back, picking up her first win of the season in Anaheim.
Yeah, Cynthia took the last year off to become a mom, but this summer she came back. She showed those flashes of greatness and what she can do, and now she is officially back.
Chris Kohler picked up another freestyle win in Anaheim, and he is now tied with Barry Musauer to lead the series at 2 wins apiece. Are you surprised at all at Zombie and Mayhem leading the way there?
Well, not really. I mean, Barry Musauer is just a few years removed from having the freestyle lead in the series of 9. And Chris Kohler, man, this kid is so talented. If he gets his truck adjusted right like he has been, he can do anything at any time. He can come out to freestyle, get a win, racing, whatever it is. This kid can get it done.
As I mentioned moments ago, Gravedigger's undefeated racing streak came to an end thanks to Jurassic Attack. The 2024 Arena Racer of the Year, Dalton Widner, took down Goliath on his way to winning his first Stadium Overall Event Championship.
Yeah, Dalton Widner is definitely looking sharp. This kid can do it all. He has an immense amount of talent. We've seen that in the World Finals, but just a huge congratulations on a big overall win for Dalton Widner.
Let's hear from the driver of Jurassic Attack and Leslie Mears in this Northern Tool and Equipment pit report.
Adjusting to a stadium, guys, can be a big challenge, but not for you, Dalton. You said the biggest kind of surprise to you was racing because it was hard for you to put the truck in uncomfortable positions and kind of push it hard, but you figured it out fast. 3 semifinal finishes and a win in racing. How have you been able to do it?
Honestly, just watching everybody else on the track. I watch Mike, I watch Tyler, I watch Barry and Camden. Those guys will throw that truck in, and it seems like it's just supposed to roll over and flip over, but you just got to get used to it. In stadiums, if you're not throwing it in the corners as hard as you possibly can, it's just, you're not going to be fast. So I had to get used to it, and Anaheim was where I really started to feel comfortable. The dirt there was a little bit slick, so it was a little forgiving, and I knew I wasn't going to tip it over. So, going into Anaheim, I think I had the fastest time in practice, and then unfortunately I lost transmission the first show, and then won it the second event, and man, it felt awesome. I feel so much more comfortable in the truck. I can trust it. It feels awesome.
It looks like it's going to be a little bit slick out here tonight, too. So is this going to play in your favor?
I hope so. We did practice, and there was honestly like motocross whoops in the straightaway. I mean, this stuff gets rutted up pretty bad. So I think I'm the last race in the second round. So I'm going to see what both lanes look like. They've been running the right truck in the left lane, so it's been packing it down a little bit. We'll watch a couple other people go, and then I'll make my lane choice and just see how she goes.
Thank you, Leslie. Here's tonight's driver lineup. Big-time names here on the East Series. Adam, who leads the Alamodome as overall event champion?
I mean, I know it's the trendy pick, but I have to go with Tyler Menga in San Antonio. He's won 3 overall events and 5 starts. Man, this kid is red hot here.
See how his confidence looks after the streak was broken by Dalton Widner. Here's your current season points standing. Still a lot of confidence has to be going through the Gravedigger driver's mind. He's got the series points lead at 179. Zombie in second, 26 off. Classroom Crusher in third. Jurassic Attack catching there as well. He is in fourth. El Toro Loco currently in fifth. Drivers will compete tonight in 3 competitions: JCB Racing, the Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. Points are awarded based on finish, with 12 going to the winner. And the driver with the most points at the end of the night is crowned overall event champion. It's time for track talk. We heard Dalton talk about the motocross whoop section. That's got to be music to your ears tonight in San Antonio.
Yeah, you would definitely think it's music to my ears, but I know what these drivers have to go through here in San Antonio. This dirt is going to harden up very quickly. It's got like a clay base to it, so you're going to be dealing with soft spots that then get very, very hard packed, and differentiating that is huge tonight for these drivers.
Alamodome famous for a lot of carnage, and it's because of the dirt situation, the track being so wide open. A lot of obstacles for these drivers to hit, including that 8-pack. Well, the first competition of the night is JCB Racing. In round one, we see Avenger, Megalodon, Classroom Crusher, Axe, Mayhem, Thunder Roars, Lucas Stabilizer, Vendetta, Gravedigger, Zombie, Toro Loco, Jurassic Attack getting the first round buys. 3 first-time matchups here in round one, so a lot of drivers not familiar with each other on the racetrack. We go down the track now in the Alamodome for round one of JCB Racing. And up first, Team Scream teammates Kevin Crocker in Megalodon, Jim Kohler in Avenger. And we got our first green light. We are off and running at the Alamodome. Avenger out of that berm turn first, and Jim Kohler slinging this truck all over the Alamo.
Kevin Crocker in Megalodon goes a little high on the first turn and then goes very wide in the second turn. Big advantage for Avenger now.
Jim now to that final corner, drifts out a little far, nearly clipped that jammer. The 8-pack's able to recover nicely, and Avenger gets the win. Moving on to round two, here's the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay.
Well, Kevin Crocker is all over the place. You can see he goes high on this first berm, goes wide on the second berm, and on the third berm goes wide as well. It is going to be a difficult racetrack here tonight. I'm sure these drivers' eyes are wide open.
You don't want to see the BKT tires up over top of that berm. That loses a lot of that traction and momentum. Here we have Joe Foley in Axe, Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. In the blue lane, there's Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher out first. Joe Foley on the far side of the track, zigzagging their way through San Antonio's dirt.
Both drivers take it safe in the first corner, but it looks like Axe pushes a little wide in the second corner, giving Camden Murphy a little advantage.
That will cost him dearly. Camden Murphy, big air across the finish line. And Classroom Crusher moving on to round two. Take a look at the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay. It looks like 5-second penalty here, though.
Camden Murphy swings a little wide here. Now look at those lines on the race ramp. Camden Murphy's left front tire does not make it on the race ramp. That is huge for Axe.
5-second penalty results in Axe moving on. Joe Foley gets the win there. Up next, 2-time World Finals champion Colt Stevens, Thunder Roars, former Rookie of the Year Chris Kohler in Mayhem. With more on this race, we go back to Leslie.
Colt Stevens said that the straightaway is very, very tight, and that could create problems during racing because the corners are a little slick, and you got to really shoot that gap hard and straight.
Well, Chris Kohler in that blue lane went all the way up over that ramp, and now he's trying to finish strong, but there is Colt Stevens, speaking of finishing strong, in the gray lane, Thunder Roars getting the win over the finish line. Colt Stevens moving on, 21.941.
This is what I talked about, the hard pack track. You can see, look at the clay base underneath that. He just gets a little bit loose there, spins the truck around, gets on the gas early, goes over the top of that jammer. Man, that's a tough break.
Final race, Mike Christensen, Vendetta, Cynthia Gautier, Lucas Stabilizer. And Lucas Stabilizer is soft off the line, so a slow start there for Cynthia Gautier. Mike Christensen has the lead.
Mike Christensen with a clear advantage. Maybe something wrong with Cynthia's truck, maybe something like a transmission, not sure, but definitely Vendetta, big advantage right now.
Long straightaway there, both around the corner. Cynthia has caught up a bit. She's gonna make it interesting, but Mike Christensen, Vendetta pulls it off from start to finish. Vendetta moving on, there's the start.
Yeah, a little late off the start, but totally different strategy for Cynthia. She makes up quite a bit of time, almost gets the win there.
Let's take a look at the rest of the bracket here for round two. Moving on at JCB Racing, we have Gravedigger against Avenger, Zombie versus Axe, El Toro Loco, Thunder Roars, Jurassic Attack against Vendetta. Fastest time in round one, Jim Kohler, Avenger, 21.502. Coming up, can Tyler Menninger get back to his winning ways? Gravedigger is next on Monster Jam Primetime. Monster Jam is brought to you by JCB, the official heavy equipment partner of Monster Jam. Welcome back to San Antonio for round two of JCB Racing. We're at the Alamodome. There is Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger up against Jim Kohler in Avenger, a battle between 2-time World Finals champions. And here we go, round two has begun. Look at the perfect berm corner for Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger.
Looking good so far. Both these drivers very even.
Right at the halfway point, Jim Kohler has caught some ground on the far side of the track. Final turn here, Kohler nails it, And Tyler Medica making a push, but Jim Kohler and Avenger, what a race between these two behemoths. These two titans going at it. Take a look at the replay here, too close to call.
Wow, Jim Kohler gets so much traction coming out of that last corner. That came down to lane choice. Big win for Jim.
Tyler Menega losing another race. Colt Stevens, Thunderoris, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Both off the line equally into the berm. Colt Stevens with a nice start there on the far side of Thunderoris.
Looks like Colt swings a little bit wide, takes the apex differently. Armando Castro in the weaker lane. Let's see if Colt can make up the time in the last turn.
Final turn here, Armando Castro putting on the jets. Armando Castro across the finish line, and El Toro Loco moving on. Take a look at the original super glue, glued to the action replay.
Colt Steven had the advantage with the lane as we've seen before. He goes a little wide there, has to get on the brakes, and then in the last corner here, you can see he just pushed way too wide, gave Armando Castro way too much room, and comes up short.
Up next in round two, Joe Foley in Axe up against Barney Musauer in Zombie. A great matchup here with more on Barry's approach to this race and racing altogether. We go to Leslie Mears.
Guys, it's hard to hold power in these corners. So Barry Musauer told me that what you have to do is you really have to slow down and take your time, which feels like an eternity at the track. But that's the thing that's going to keep you from washing out.
All right, thank you, Leslie. And washing out so far here for Zombie. A great clean pass here for Barney Musauer. And he's going to get the win and move on. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
Axe goes just a little wide. He pushes deep. These drivers are having to set up for these corners so early because that floor is so hard packed.
This one is all team Throttle Monster, Dalton Widner, Jurassic Attack, Mike Christensen, Vendetta. Dalton looking for another racing win here. Into the first berm we go, and it is Jurassic Attack with the lead.
Better drive for Dalton coming out of turn one. Let's see what he does in turn two.
Hear the motor power there of both Jurassic Attack and Vendetta, so strong. And Jurassic Attack trying to finish strong. Big air across the finish line. Dalton Widner gets it done, and another win for the 2024 Arena Racer of the Year.
Definitely a little different strategy from Dalton. He goes inside there. You can see here Vendetta just goes a little wide. It looks like he's looking for traction. Tries to set it up just a little early, but there is just no traction coming out of that corner right now.
Here is the racing bracket. Here, the JCB Racing semifinals. Avenger meets Zombie. El Toro Loco meets Jurassic Attack. And the fastest time in round two, Dalton Widner, Jurassic Attack, 20.639. Coming up, will Dalton Widner make it 2 wins in a row? Jurassic Attack heads to the semifinals next on Primetime. Monster Jam is brought to you by the Utah Sports Commission. Utah, the state of sports. Salt Lake City, Utah, the home of Monster Jam World Finals 24. Tonight's home of Monster Jam action, San Antonio, Texas, where we've reached the JCB Racing semifinals. It's been an unpredictable racing bracket. Jim Kohler, Avenger, makes his third semifinal round appearance up against Barry Zombie Musauer, who is here now for the 5th time in this round. And Avenger with a nice, strong start there. He has got the lead.
Both drivers picking lanes that they've had success in. Watch Barry go super inside on this last corner.
Great lane turn there for Avenger, trying to keep it together. And Avenger across the backside of that berm. Jim Kohler advances. So Jim Kohler heading to the final round. Take a look at the Super Glue Blue to the action replay.
Right now, Jim Kohler has a little bit of a heavier truck, and that might be the difference. Barry Musauer putting up a great fight, but Jim Kohler is on fire.
Final race, Armando Castro, Toro Loco, Dalton Widner, Jurassic Attack. These track conditions continue to mount up. For more on this, we check in with Leslie.
When I talked to Armando's crew chief, he told me that Armando is telling him the track is so much slicker than he thought it was before they started, and he isn't really happy about getting switched lanes.
Right now, Dalton Widner not having any issues. Look at that turn on a dime around the turning pod for Dalton Widner. Absolute perfection. And Jurassic Attack continues to stay hot, moving on.
We said Dalton Widner's looking sharp, and boy, is he. Look at how close he is right next to that little turning pod. Absolute perfect execution.
JCB Racing finals are set. Jim Kohler, Avenger, Dalton Widner, Jurassic Attack. And we'll see if Dalton can keep the streak going. Jim Kohler here looking for his first racing win of the season. Dalton is going to keep him on that side of the track. Dalton had the fastest time of the night last round. He's got lane choice sticking to the blue lane. And look at the roosting dirt on the berm on the gray side for Jim Kohler.
Avenger goes a little wide on that first turn, makes him hit the throttle too much and goes wide in the second. This is Dalton's race to lose.
Another great turn there to finish it off here. Dalton with the big air jump across the finish line. And Avenger made it a good race, but Dalton Widner gets the win. Take a look at the replay.
You're going to see right here in this second corner, Jim Kohler drives it in so deep. He knows he has to be perfect, just puts a little too much pepper on it.
Dalton Widner picks up his second racing win of the season, and we are going to go down to the track to hear from Leslie and our winner.
Dalton, it seemed really slick out there when I was talking to the crew chiefs. How much did lane choice really play a factor tonight?
I think lane choice was the biggest thing. You know, I sat back there. I don't think I made my decision for a lane until it was my time to go race. I was watching everybody go, and it seemed like it was a toss-up until the very end. Right lane seemed a little bit more dry, so there's a little bit more traction over here, but it was still slick enough where I had to throw it in the corners from, way downtown just to get it to go around the corner.
So you take your second racing win in a row. Your parents are here tonight. Dreams are coming true. They're getting to see you live them out.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's hard not to get choked up talking about it because, man, I didn't have nothing when I started in this business. I didn't have any family. I didn't have any friends. I had to fight and claw for every single thing I've gotten in this industry. They flew all the way from Tennessee to come watch me on the biggest stage of them all out here on a stadium tour with some of the best drivers in the world, and I just won racing right in front of them. It's the best thing in the world.
Dalton gets 12 points with the win, having a great night once again so far. Here's the first BKT overall point standings. He's got Jurassic Attack up top with 12, Avenger with 11, Zombie with 10, Toro Loco with 9, Axe with 8, 1 down, 2 to go here in San Antonio. Next up was the skills challenge. In this competition, drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels where they can do a donut, and fan scoring once again determines the winner using creativity, skill, and execution as the barometer. We're going to check out our top 5 with 12 points once again on the line. Here is Chris Kohler in Mayhem with a bicycle.
Nice bicycle, nice save.
And then Mike Christensen, Vendetta going for a slap wheelie.
Gets the slap wheelie 90 degrees up. Great job from Mike Christensen.
Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher, comes off with a nose wheelie stoppy combo.
Yeah, see if he can get another combination here. Loses traction, sets it down.
And then Barry Musauer in Zombie, 2-time Guinness World Record holder in donut, showing us why.
Gotta love the BKT slinging off the dirt here in San Antonio. Great donut for Barry Musauer.
8.391. Here is the reigning World Finals champion Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, off the container.
Puts it into a nose wheelie. Oh, turns the front and rear wheels. Nice job, a little extra combination, blowing smoke out of the front of El Toro Loco there. Definitely has great control, precision, playing with the rear steer there on those BKTs, sets it down nicely, and then right here pops it up, gets it over the top, does a little 180 for the fans. Gotta love it.
Shades of World Finals there. Armando gets 12 points with the win. We check out our second BKT overall point standings of the night. He's going to jump up in a tie with Zombie for first with 21 points. Jurassic Attack and Vendetta are both 5 points off. Axe 7 points off the pace. And Classroom Crusher and Avenger each 9 points off the lead. Armando picks up his 4 skills win of the season. Right now, let's join our winner who's down on the track with Leslie Mears.
Everyone struggled out there, but you were able to have ultimate control. What do you think gave you an edge?
You know what? It's communication is key. I was talking to my crew guy, Daniel, behind the scenes. I was saying, man, everybody is failing the 2-wheel skills competition. We had to come out with something different, and I'm super comfortable on the backflip ramp, so I knew we were going to have the first great attempt, and the second attempt, I had to come out with something different. I wanted to kind of try something I did at the World Finals, if I can kind of do a popper. We brought it up, and it kind of almost caught on one wheel. I slid it down, and I kind of did like a 180, so, man, the people loved it here in San Antonio, and I knew we had to win right there.
So you've been super consistent in skills and racing, but then freestyle is where you've had, you know, big moments and then maybe some not so great ones. So how do you find that happy medium, and how do you come in strong tonight in freestyle?
Yeah, you know, going out number 11 is always challenging, but I think the best part about that is you get to watch everybody else go in front of you. There's a lot of heavy hitters on this tour, so I'm still learning. This is all new to me in the stadium, coming from arenas. This is a little big playing field for me, and I'm going to take advantage of every inch of this facility here. Just kind of come out here, plan my first couple of hits, and kind of just wing it from there. You know, the San Antonio fans been rocking with me so far, so if we can bring that momentum from the 2-wheel skills onto the next competition, I think we'll be okay.
Fight to the finish between El Toro Loco and Zombie. The action continues in freestyle when Primetime returns. Monster Jam is proud to partner with and support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Visit monsterjam.com/St. Jude to learn how you can join us in the fight against childhood cancer. We are back along the Riverwalk at the Alamodome for round 7 with Stadium Championship Series East. Welcome back to Monster Jam Primetime. Scott Jordan, Adam Entignap on the call. Armando Castro having an incredible night. He is tied for the overall event lead. Adam, the expectations were very high for Armando coming into the season, and he has dominated the skills competition.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Armando Castro is the reigning World Finals champion in skills. He is the best in the world right now in skills. But one of the things that I really did like in his interview is he said he was observing and trying to figure out how to get better. When you have a rookie in Stadium Series that has confidence and is learning, look out.
Armando is tied at the top with Bari Musawa. Bari's having a great night as well. 2 top 3 finishes. A third would set him up for the overall event championship. Speaking of the overall event points, let's catch you up on where we stand after the first 2 competitions at the Alamodome. There's a tie up top of Toro Loco and Zombie with 21 points apiece. Jurassic Attack, Vendetta tied for 3rd, 5 points off the lead. Axe in 5th, 7 points off the lead. Right now, here's your freestyle order. Mayhem going to kick it off. Lucas Stabilizer closes it down. Let's continue our focus on the 5th and 11th spots. Zombie and El Toro Loco, who's in the better position?
You know, I have 2 reasons why Zombie has the better spot. 1, he has the momentum, and 2, the track isn't going to deteriorate.
Well, we are going to waste no time in finding out what the track looks like in freestyle. Up first out of Columbus, Michigan, Chris Kohler in Mayhem. Former Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, trying to get it done here, trying to get another freestyle win, which would be his 3rd, which would lead the series. And that great dynamic new look at that Mayhem truck fits Chris very well. For more on Chris's run, we're going to check back in with our pit reporter, the incomparable Leslie Mears.
Well, guys, you can run the numbers and make them come out any way you want, but Team Scream Team has been really concentrating on some freestyle statistics, and they said based on the numbers, if you want to succeed, you got to fill your time in freestyle. So for Chris Kohler, he said the biggest thing for him, not letting the little things break out there, really taking his time, squaring up, angling to those ramps to get good, solid hits out there, filling the time, getting the backflip, and a wow moment.
The strategy's paid off big time for Chris so far this season. He is very cognizant of what he is hitting and the times that he's hitting them. You got to make that 30 seconds out of him. You got to make that 1 minute, and then you got to really put pedal to the metal and give the fans something to really scream about.
Yeah, I definitely, I love what you did there, scream about Team Scream. But one of the big things that Chris knows about Monster Jam is the truck breakages. And we talk about that stuff all the time. And how do you preserve your truck for that 2 minutes? How do you make sure you don't roll over onto the hood and end early? And that's something that Chris has really taken to heart and taken home, is that he's trying to fill that 2 minutes. And that really is the hardest thing about Monster Jam. These trucks are big and they're bad, but it is one thing to keep that thing together as well.
Gonna try to keep it together for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Chris Kohler, Mayhem going over once and going over twice. Unfortunately, 1 time too many. And that'll do it for Mayhem. Check out the original super glue glued to the action replay.
Nice sky wheelie right here, lands on the back BKTs, a little cattywampus, but makes the save there. And then you can see on this backflip, he just doesn't get the rotation. Needed to hit the throttle just a little harder there at the base of that backflip container.
Chris Kohler setting the bar high, setting the tone, and here comes Mike Christensen in Vendetta, rider for Team Throttle Monster. Mike is not one to shy away from a big moment in freestyle as well. He is making his 6th San Antonio start, but Adam, his best freestyle finish here has been 9th, so not a whole lot of on-track success in this competition yet for Mike Christensen.
Yeah, and one of the hardest things is to come to a stadium that you don't have the best luck in and perform. But tonight, if Mike Christensen can get the momentum on his side, put that in the back of his mind, I really truly believe that Mike Christensen can do big things in Monster Jam. Let's see if he can get it done in this freestyle.
Oh, in second, he had the chance to see what Chris Kohler did, which was hit the backflip. He saw the score the fans gave him, shooting it up there in that low 9 range. So another backflip here could put Mike Christensen and Vendetta at the top of the freestyle leaderboard early. And here we go, Adam. He's not shying away right now. He's going to go right to the far side of the track.
Yeah, Mike Christensen definitely taking his time at the beginning of this freestyle, but you know, that's okay as long as you have that crescendo effect where you start off slow and then you do some big wow moments towards the end. It really doesn't matter. These fans want to see a full 2 minutes.
And here comes Vendetta again. He went around the track completely the second time. This time he is going for that big slap wheelie. Going to drag the back end of that truck on the wheelie bar all the way across. I think that's what he was going for the first time. Didn't quite get the momentum. Got it this time. Now let's see where that crescendo leads Vendetta. I knew where it's going to lead him. He is going for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Mike Christensen going to fire it up. Mike Christensen brings Vendetta in. And a smooth backflip goes a little too far over.
Hit the reverse.
But
I love it.
What the catch is that you need. And Mike Christensen not done yet.
Woo-hoo, he barely got the reverse in right there, but he pulled it off, and that's what these professional drivers do. They make a little tiny mistake, and they pull it off.
Done.
We love it.
Right up over the 8-pack jammer onto the sidewalls of those BKT tires. The traction from the sidewalls just as good as the front, and that is what Mike Christensen needed. This may very well take the lead. Why not throw in a donut?
Mike Christensen, a big freestyle here in San Antonio.
Let's take a look at the original Super Glue glued to the action replay for Vendetta.
So let's look at the backflip. He definitely had a little more power than Mayhem. Doesn't get a big of a bounce, but look at, he's in forward and then clicks reverse at the last second to make the save. Oh man, and then right here gets a little bicycle, turns into it like a professional, makes another save here in San Antonio for a big score.
9.518, Vendetta just threw one down and now has the lead, but will it hold? Freestyle continues next on Primetime. Welcome back to round 7 of Monster Jam Prime Time. Today's festivities kicked off with the most family-oriented and fun pit party in all of motorsports. Fans arrive by the thousands to meet the drivers and take pictures with the trucks. And if you want to attend the pit party at your Monster Jam event, get your tickets at monsterjam.com. During the break, freestyle continued with Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars. Huge air right here, but the truck gets shut off down the far side of the track.
Yeah, you see a little puff of smoke there. He's going to come to a rolling stop. Unfortunate for Colt.
And then Axe goes for the bicycle here, rolls the truck over with a minute left, and that is a penalty. Next up, out of Orlando, Florida, Monster Jam's Entertainer of the Year, former Rookie of the Year, Barry Musauer in Zombie. We've been talking about at the top of the show, Adam, the 2 freestyle wins for Bari on the season. His average is the highest on the series. He has never won here in San Antonio, though.
Yeah, we talked about that with Mike Christensen. You know, it's like, it's so difficult as a driver to come to a stadium where you just don't have that momentum. But things can change. You know, you start out with a little different breakfast or whatever it takes to change that momentum, change that vibe, and you can get it done. But one of the big things for Bari Musauer that has changed is this series has just been a little bit different. He's had momentum from the very beginning, and that could change that here tonight.
So if I eat pancakes instead of waffles, I might hit the face ramp just a little bit differently?
Hey, it's facts. It's absolute. That is an absolute fact.
You're the athlete, man. I just call it. I love that. Bari fighting for the overall event championship here as well. Comes into freestyle tied with El Toro Loco's Armando Castro for the event lead. So a big run here will tell Armando what he would need to do to win the event championship trophy. Shoots the gap here, running right through every single obstacle. Goes right there down that pathway to keep his momentum. And now we see the zombie arms waving to the fans. Here comes Bari Musauer again from the far side to the near side, gaining traction and gaining air on the transfer jump.
Bari Musauer, I like the momentum he has in this run. He's definitely not doing anything crazy, but getting it done.
Morgan & Morgan backflip attempt for Zombie. Bari swings off to the side, wheels go a little wobbly, still lands it. And Bari's got some time on the clock to try to make something else happen. Here comes Zombie, and here comes Bari Musauer coming for the event championship.
That's the big air we're looking for. The truck looks like it's settling very nicely. See one more big hit from Bari Musauer.
Oh, that score to be 9.518.
There it is!
A brake check, sky wheelie, up over the car stack into a bicycle onto the sidewalls. And onto the side, the run is done. And the lead may be done as well. Take a look at the original Super Glue glued to the action replay.
The zombie arms are out in San Antonio. Great job on the backflip. Huge sky wheelie in air right here. You can see he lands just a little bit on that tiny center pod. Gets up on 2 BKTs. The BKTs were hooking up, throwing dirt, but just not quite enough.
Next up, Camden Murphy, classroom crusher, who is still getting adjusted to his new ride. We've seen flashes of Camden Murphy throughout the season, and with more information, we hear from Leslie Mears.
So I mentioned to you guys, Camden Murphy has 2 brand new front tires, and what that does is it actually makes him have all-wheel drive. He said before it felt like he only had 2-wheel drive in the truck, that he had a really hard time like squaring up around and getting that traction to square up to the ramps and to hit them solid. Now he's got all 4 tires really digging in hard so that he can make those jumps. So he's excited to see what it's going to do for his freestyle, to see if he can get just a little bit more elevation off those jumps.
So far, so good. Look at smooth as Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher. This is his first appearance on this track since 2019.
Yeah, getting those new front tires like Leslie was talking about is definitely going to be huge for Camden, because you just don't have that much run coming out of these corners. If you can get both front and rear tires hooking up and pulling, it's just that little bit more air that the crowd wants to see. So hopefully that'll help here in this run.
Classroom Crusher tiptoeing over the jammer, ends up in a slap wheelie combo. We have not seen that yet tonight, the way he hit that ramp, but he nailed it absolutely perfect. And now gaining some momentum again, Camden Murphy slinging the truck around from near side to far. Camden Murphy feeling it right now. Classroom Crusher looking solid so far in freestyle.
One of the big things that I do like is how fast he is just railing around this track. It's like he's coming in a backflip.
Camden Murphy going for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. We've seen a lot of those tonight. Whips it on the back end right into a moonwalk. Gets a little slinky on the landing, nails it nonetheless. And there so far is the biggest air of the night as Classroom Crusher soars over the Alamodome.
Yeah, definitely nice air slinging this truck right now. Everything seems to be working. Another nice air.
Big time brake check. You saw the awareness of Camden Murphy when he just slung and drifted. Camden Crusher roosting the trucks that were watching him again. Cross threads over, ends up on a bicycle and still going. Is Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher. That is a freestyle winning run right there from Camden Murphy.
Here he comes into the backflip ramp. Let's watch this combination move. Great execution, lands on the rear tires, pops it up, and then he's on 1 BKT for the combination. You can see him still sliding off that turn to hit this race ramp. Wow, a little bit of cross-threading action, and then gets up on 2 wheels, back on the other 2 wheels, and then somehow pulls it off.
What a run for Camden Murphy. School is out in San Antonio, and we're not done yet. More freestyle is next on Primetime. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master. Crush it, crash it, jam it. We are back at the Alamodome, beautiful San Antonio, Texas. Moments ago, freestyle continued. Megalodon goes for the backflip. Well, 6.967, not going to get it done tonight, but a great backflip for Megalodon nonetheless. Jim Kohler with a big-time sky wheelie in Avenger, but he is going to get a broken drive shaft and a 7.204. That brings us to the reigning World Finals freestyle champion Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. 6 career San Antonio starts. He has won more than half of the previous 5 out of 3 freestyle wins on this track.
Yeah, definitely a lot of confidence coming in for Tyler Menninga, starting out the run with a nice brake check, good speed, good momentum, everything that you want to start out a run. But unfortunately, sometimes you can break your truck very easily, and we've seen that happen with Tyler Menninga a little more often this year.
Yeah, been a rough night so far for Tyler Menninga. He has got only 11 points, or he's 11 points back from the lead, 10 points total in the BKT overall point standings. Not what we're used to seeing out of the 2-time World Finals champion.
Yeah, it's definitely been a different year for Tyler Menninga, especially having that new truck. But tonight, I think the shocks are better. Everything is going a little bit more his way here in this freestyle run. Looks like he's solid.
I mean, up until recently, he's had it dialed in racing, and even with the struggles of the truck, he's still the series points leader. That shows you what type of driver Tyler Menninga is, and he is going right away for the Morgan & Morgan backflip here, and Tyler Menninga going to land it, gets it back down on all 4 BKTs. No moonwalk attempt there for Gravedigger, and Tyler Menninga firing up the horsepower again, and Tyler Menninga sky flying Gravedigger on the track. Biggest air of the night, breaks it right in front of the ramp. And he is trying to get that 9.518 beat and take the first freestyle win of the season.
Nice little combination move. Oh, holds it wide open. Huge air for Gravedigger.
That is the biggest air of the night. He went back to back on the jumps, lands it, crawls all the way over like a kid on a sandbox. Just goes all the way over into a bicycle, into the brakes, and oh my, I think he's done. What a run for Tyler Menega.
God, that is a Gravedigger freestyle. Great rotation on the backflip, landing on all 4 BKTs, taking the pressure off the truck, making sure he doesn't have any breakages. Here's that first big air, landing on the flat floor here, hits the brakes nice and hard, tries to get a combination move, but slows down so he doesn't hit that jump. And then another huge air for Gravedigger. He's gonna get a big bounce here. He's gonna land on the side and then flip over onto the hood, somehow landing back on all 4 BKT tires. Welcome to Gravedigger Town.
I like that Gravedigger Town. It's everywhere, I think, all over. There's the score, 9.685. And Tyler Menega has taken the freestyle lead. Somebody's got to follow that tonight. It's our racing winner, the Anaheim overall event champion, Dalton Widner. In Jurassic Attack, he is still alive in the event championship race. He would have to take the lead here, though, to stay in contention and win it all.
Yeah, Scott, I mean, I don't know. This is going to be such a tough task. After what I just watched, he is going to have to get some lucky breaks and some big saves. This is kind of, as a Monster Jam driver, this is one of those moments you kind of never really want to be in, going after somebody who just put on an excellent performance, because you know you have to do something just a little bit better. And right now, I don't see how you top what Tyler Menega just brought to the table.
I love your confidence here. It's Jurassic.
It's facts. It's hard. I know Dalton Widner is a great driver and he can do it, but there's also a little bit of luck that has to be involved. Tyler Menega having that big save in the last freestyle run. These are things that, you know, don't happen on purpose, and you have to be a good driver and get a little bit lucky.
He's adjusted nicely to these big stadium freestyle tracks. He has the second highest freestyle average on this series. It says a lot about Dalton as he adjusts and gets all the timing right and the jumps right and the settings right in his truck to make that huge adjustment, going from the one-pot arena freestyle tracks to the gigantic floors here on Stadium Championship Series East.
Nice air there for Dalton Widner, landing on all 4 BKTs, making sure there's no mishaps with the truck. The truck is landing very well. Nothing crazy going on, no right to left. Dalton Widner definitely feeling it here tonight.
Jurassic Attack now going to the far side, trying for the Morgan & Morgan backflip attempt. And here comes Jurassic Attack. He's going to stop short of the ramp, though. Didn't like the angle of the truck, so Dalton Widner going to back it up and get another go here. Jurassic Attack goes up, and Jurassic Attack comes down, lands hard on the back 2 wheels, but he is still able to keep this thing going. And here comes Jurassic Attack. There's your wow moment jump all the way across one side of the track to another.
Yeah, great jump there, great truck awareness to make sure he gets the thing down. Looks like he's going to go into a, thought he was going to go into a donut there, but lining up another jump, maybe get a slap wheelie off this.
Got the front steer turned all the way to the right there, showing off a little bit. And that is going to do it for Jurassic Attack. Take a look at the original super glue glued to the action replay.
Dalton Widner coming into the backflip ramp. Solid rotation here, under rotates just a little bit, gets a big bounce off the front BKTs, lands heavy on the back, and then ends it with a slap wheelie here. Great job for Dalton Widner.
8.342 for Jurassic Attack as we check out our current freestyle leaderboard. Gravedigger has a lead, 9.685 for Tyler Menega. Vendetta, 9.518. Classroom Crusher, 9.330. And Mayhem and Zombie round out the top 5. 2 more trucks still to come. Will Armando Castro win it all? El Toro Loco's next on Primetime. We are back on the Riverwalk in San Antonio for the conclusion of what has been an epic freestyle tonight. Everybody's doing backflips like crazy. It's backflip mania. We'll see if Armando Castro gets in on this in El Toro Loco with the event championship on the line. Here's the 2-time World Finals champion. He would need to finish 4th or better in freestyle to win the championship, or it goes to Boris. So the stakes are set for Armando. Doesn't have to win at all, but anything lower than 4th, and Zombie gets the win.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pressure on the Stadium Series rookie right now, Armando Castro. He can come away with a lot of points. Oh, and hits Megalodon.
He's going to come away with a bump on Megalodon, and that is it. That is it for Armando Castro. What a tough break for El Toro Loco.
Now, right here, when I'm seeing this replay, that is his mind on other things, not focusing on the track. Wow.
Freestyle continues now with the former World Finals high jump champion Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer. For more on Cynthia and what she's thinking after her win, let's bring in Leslie Mears.
According to Cynthia Gauthier, going late in the freestyle order is what helped her win freestyle in Anaheim at our last event for this series. She said she was able to see what the other drivers were doing, especially when it came to the trench box backflip. She saw that there wasn't a good approach there and they weren't landing it successfully. She said she hit the 8-pack, which is something no one else has done, and that gave her a definite advantage. She's saying tonight that that might be the advantage that she needs if she wants to take this freestyle victory.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. That's a solid strategy, and that's a solid jump. Gets the back two wheels underneath the truck. There's the score to be 9.685. So the freestyle win will either go to Lucas Stabilizer or Gravedigger, but when everybody here is hitting that Morgan & Morgan backflip, why not take a chance on the 8-pack?
Yeah, I mean, it's something different, and that's, you know, a major key here in San Antonio. We've seen a lot of the same stuff kind of going on leading up to Cynthia's freestyle, so she has to be different in some type of way, and hitting that 8-pack backflip could be just the difference she needs.
Lucas Stabilizer gaining some momentum here. Comes off a little slap wheelie on the hard landing. And she has got to hit the brakes here to not like what she saw on that side of the track. We saw Armando Castro go out of bounds with Megalodon right in front of him. So Cynthia maybe a little too much momentum there. And there's the 8-pack. She whips the truck around out of nowhere on the 8-pack. Absolutely nailed the gas a little too hard. She ends up on the roof, and that'll do it for Lucas Stabilizer.
So what happened here is I think she just came in with a little bit too much momentum and then hits the 8-pack backflip really hard. You can see those rear tires barely even tag the tires on the 8-pack. Wow, what a rotation for Cynthia Gauthier.
Here's our final freestyle leaderboard. Gravedigger gets the win. Vendetta second. Classroom Crusher in third. Lucas Stabilizer in fourth. And Mayhem in fifth. So Tyler Menninga finally gets his first freestyle win of the season. Going to get some of those much-needed points back tonight. And to hear from our freestyle winner, let's go back to our pit reporter, Leslie Mears.
It's been a long time coming. And you finally almost filled your time out there with some really, really technical, stealthy moves.
Yeah, you know what? This track is, I think it's kind of boring. Like there's only certain hits and everybody's hitting them, and it's like, how do I make myself different? Everybody's going big, and you know what? I said, you know what? This truck is landing so good right now. It's fresh out of the box. We took a couple weeks to get the shocks dialed in, and now we got it, and I feel like I can jump it as high as I want. So I was realistically just out there having fun and pushing myself and my truck to the limits like I always do.
Yeah, I thought you were going to the moon as you hit this car stack over here. It was the biggest air of the night.
Yeah, you know what? It was a ball. Again, we can give it a test hit. I seen everybody else hit it, knew it was stout, and I gave it a lighter one first. I said, after that backflip, I'm coming around and I'm hitting that as hard as I can. And you know what? I love coming to San Antonio. I love the track out here. The fans are awesome. And I gave it to them right here tonight. I can't wait to come back.
Here are the final BKT overall point standings. Tyler Menninga gets 12. He's going to move up to third. Zombie going to get the win by 1 point over Vendetta. Classroom Crusher in there, 22 points as well. Jurassic Attack with 22. Freestyle score breaks the tie. But Zombie going to get the win. Barry earns his second overall this season. We go back to Leslie and our event champion.
So it's really about consistency and kind of playing the game tonight to take the overall, Bari.
Absolutely. You know, I've kind of become known for consistency. People call me Mr. Consistency out on the series, so I'll take it. You know, I love coming out here and performing at top level. Sometimes you push a little too hard like we did last week in Anaheim, but today here in San Antonio, we got it dome. We're munching on that trophy behind me. Hopefully tomorrow, do it all over again.
Thank you, Leslie. What a battle tonight at the Alamodome. All three phases of the game, everybody competing for the event championship. But at the end of the night, once again, Bari Musauer staying strong and maybe off to his best season yet.
Yeah, Bari Musauer definitely has the momentum, and he is the one in this fight with Tyler Menninga. Can Bari Musauer come away with his first overall championship in a season? We'll find out.
Won't have to wait long to find out. We'll be right back here at the Alamodome with round 8, so be sure to join us. For Adam Entignap and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right here next time on Monster Jam Primetime.